Thank you for offering to do the sound and video here at Perry Highway Lutheran Church. This video is designed as a training tool for anyone interested in helping out. When you arrive in the morning, you'll see the computer all set up for you, and the instructions can be found right here on the keyboard. Step 1, you would turn on the sound system by flipping this switch. That'll turn on the speakers in the church as well as start to send sound to the computer. So you should notice some lights up here for the wireless, here for our amplifier, and there should be a small green button here on power. Step 2, you'll find the camera remote sitting next to the computer. You go ahead and press the power button by pointing it at the camera. The camera should turn on and it will start to go through its cycle. That is now sending a video feed to the computer. Step 3 is to turn on the computer and allow the system to boot up. When the computer turns on, it should automatically start Zoom. So Zoom should start right away. If it doesn't, we'll show you what to do next. So the computer has been turned on and it is booting up. Go ahead and input the password into the username, and that should start up your computer. And as you can see, it is automatically starting Zoom. Zoom is up and running. Our next step, let's pretend it did not automatically boot up Zoom. We would go ahead and click Zoom up here on the left-hand side. So Zoom is up and running, but I'm going to pretend it's not up and running. I would go ahead and click the up here on the left-hand side, Zoom, and it would open it up for me. Make sure by clicking up here that we're under the proper username, and for now that's mrtedgriffin@gmail.com. We would then go ahead and click New Meeting. Make sure that it is selecting this number, 534-734-6006, underneath New Meeting, and it is. And I can go ahead and click New Meeting, and my new meeting should pop up. And as you can see the camera is up, and we're going to go ahead and click the button that says Join with Computer Audio. So now you should see that the video is up and running, and if I talk really loudly, you should probably be able to see right down here. Let me zoom in. Hold on. Talk really loudly. You see how that green color pops up? That shows that my microphone is on. It's time for the service to begin. You can go ahead and come down here at the bottom and click Mute All, and that would mute all of the people who were just in the coffee hour time. But make sure that you are unmuted. Up here you should see the sound bouncing up and down. I can see that, as well as it shows that it is recording, which we actually don't want to do yet, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So again, make sure that it is it's sound and you are unmuted. If during the service you discover you need to change the sound, this row right here is the computer internet Zoom sound. That's the sound that's being sent from this system to our computer. Down here are the church or the house speakers. That would affect the sound that's going from this system up to the speakers. If you need to adjust any of them, you can see Pastor Tara is 1, altar is 2, piano is 3, Cindy or the speaker or the people that are doing the reading of the scriptures would be 4, and number 5 would be our singer or cantor. Most likely the ones that you're going to need to adjust during a service would be what we have found as being with the piano. So right here, specifically the computer internet Zoom sound with piano. So a little bit up or a little bit down depending on how the sound is sounding during that feed. We're using a point-to-zoom camera, and what that means is that this camera automatically switches positions. And the way you do that is by using the remote, using those gray buttons. Go ahead and zoom for you. Those gray buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And those buttons coincide with presets. And our presets are number 1, the whole church. Number 2, Pastor Tara. Number 3, altar. Number 4, the speaker or the person reading the scripture. Number 5, the cantor and Jenny. And number 6, just Jenny at the piano. So I'm going to go ahead and cycle those. And what you would do is you would point that up at the camera and you would go ahead and click 1. And that will move to the first area. So the number 1, as we said, was whole church. We're going to go ahead and do number 2, Pastor Tara. You should see the camera move. The camera has moved over to Pastor Tara. And now what it's going to do is give you a wide angle first. This is called setting the scene. And then we can go ahead and zoom into her by clicking the zoom button. And the zoom button can be found right here. And they give a slow zoom and a fast zoom. We want the slow zoom. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on Pastor Tara. Maybe next I want to switch to an altar shot, which is number 3. So I find the number 3. That gives me my altar shot again, and notice it is zoomed back. If I want to zoom into the altar, I can zoom in. Number 4, let's say we're going to switch over to the speaker because they're reading the scripture. I find the number 4 gray button. And again, that's a back shot. I can go ahead and zoom in on them. Number 5 is Jenny and the cantor. Get that right. There we go, number 5. And then number 6. Make sure that your hand, number 6 was Jenny. Make sure your hand is coming way up so that you can get the remote to read at the camera. Also, please don't forget to click the record button at the start of the service and record the video to this computer.